So here is how you start the game of Gonggi. Typically you start with 5 of these stone jacks, is what they're called, kind of like jacks. And what you do is you just scatter them. And so it doesn't matter which one you start with. You're not supposed to disrupt the others, so usually the best way to start is you pick one that's going to be hard to pick up. So for instance, I'm going to choose this one because it would be hard to grab. So you can start by just getting one that's going to be in your way pretty much. And so after that you just toss one up and you grab one, and then you toss up another one and you grab one. You don't have to keep tossing up the same one. So for example, here is the first way I was shown to play round 1. Just toss it up and catch it. That's pretty fun. And then at the end of that first round, you do this little trick where you toss them up and try to catch as many on the back of your hand as you can. And you toss that up and catch it. And so for the end of the first round, I would have gotten 1 point. So I thought that was pretty good. I went to school the next day and showed my students I could do the first round. And then one of my students, who was pretty good at this, showed me that that wasn't very impressive. There's an even more challenging way to start the game, which is pretty fun. And so I decided I would show you how to do that, so that you could also know alternate phase 1. So, same as before, you start with 5 in your hand. Except this time to scatter them, you toss one up and you set the others down. So, just like that. And then, just like before, pick it up. And then once you have 3 of them in your hand and just 1 left, you toss one up, put the others down, and then pick them all up. And such. So that's alternate round 1. Okay, so now we'll move on to round 2. You can keep playing the start of each round by tossing one up and scattering them and then catching it again. But seeing as how that's more complicated and I'm trying to make a training video where I don't mess up that often, I will just do the normal scatter and pick one up method, because that student that showed me that was just being arrogant and showing off, which I'm not trying to do. So, round 2. Just scatter them. That was pretty good. So in round 2, now, whereas before we picked up 1 at a time, in round 2 I'll pick up the 2s and scatter them, pick up 3 and scatter them, and then pick up 4. So here is how you would start round 2. And scatter them again. And all of them. And then, so you do that, and then just to pick up 4 at a time now, pick them up and put them down, as such. So that is, wait, and then once again, I thought I got 3 points. So that would be round 2. Okay, so that was round 2. Now we move on to my personal favorite round, round 3, because it's the hardest and also the coolest looking. So this is round 3. And then round 3, scatter them as normal. So this time you got to put down what you pick up. So you pick up 1, put it down, pick up 2, put them down, pick up 3, put them down, pick up 4, put them down, pick up 4. And then same hand trick. I'm not doing very good on the back of the hand trick, but this might be a good opportunity to show you a cool thing you can do with twosies. So what you can do here if you have 2 is when you fling them up, you catch one coming down and the other one coming back up. I'll see if I can do it. Now, I only got 1, so I only got 1 point there. But when you pull that off, the kids really think it's cool. So that was round 3. Now I'll go ahead and show you round 4, which isn't too hard because my hands are much larger than my students, so I have a definite advantage over the 9-year-olds. And this one, you toss up everything in your hand when you pick up the next one. So, scatter them. You toss them both up. Pop some wall up. And that's all there is to it. Just one. Okay, so now I'll show you round 5, which is by far the hardest, and I'm not very good at it, so I'll probably show you a couple attempts and then I'll move on. Now round 5 starts. You have to catch it on the back of the hand. Okay. Pick one up, you catch them both on the back of the hand, which clearly I'm not very good at. Alright, you get the point. I'm not very good at that one. So I will just move on. Alright, so those are the only rounds I've so far been able to remember. And at this point, it seems like the kids just start making stuff up, because this game is all about playing on the playground and being able to one-up your friends. And so I made up my own next round, which I've shown to some of my students, and they thought it was pretty cool. So I'll show you the made-up round that I came up with, which is usually the way I put them away, because I can walk away after this. So I'll scatter them. I'll pick one up. And now I try to keep the same one in this hand, as you notice. So here I go. Just like that. Oh, we got 2 that time. That's my best round, I think. So, that is it, and that's how you play Gonggi. Maybe you can find someone to play with you, and you can have all sorts of fun this winter as you make up the rules and one-up each other. You'll notice it comes with 12, so you can play with as many as you like. 5 is just the beginning. So, have fun, Merry Christmas, and I'll talk to you later.